Alright, what is going on, guys? Got another video here at the Crown Vic. Today we're going to be talking about, the Maaco paint job that I got on it. Now, it's currently been a little over a year since I had gotten this car painted. It was in 2016, but late 2016. I believe it was in November, if I remember correctly, when I got it painted. I mean, we're in 2018 now, but we're in January 2018, so, I mean, it's a little over a year, but a year and 2 months that, I've had this paint job on here. Now, I already made a video on, Maaco paint job review and overall how I thought about it. And quite honestly, I got there's been a lot of completely agree and a lot of completely disagree. I got quite a bit of hate in that video. But some of you guys, I just don't think understood exactly, what I was saying. They didn't really do that bad of a job, be 100% honest with you. The job is not that bad. They actually did a pretty decent paint job. But there were just some things that were just, they blew my mind on just like some of the corners that they cut, some of the things that they did. This is like the biggest thing right here. I just, for the life of me, like the paint on my exhaust tip, I don't understand how that couldn't have gotten covered up. You know what I mean? Like, if you're gonna paint the bumper, why would you not cover that? It just makes no sense. All you really have to do is just stick a cup on there, anything, just stick it on there and it'll protect it. It was just the little things like that it angered me, because it was just it's so stupid on why it was done. There was another thing too. I had the run marks. Like this, I understand it's a Maaco job, you're gonna get some run marks. Things like that, I understood. It was, like I said, the little things that really drove me nuts. Like this, for example. If you look back here, the overspray is pretty bad on this, like this back here. But then when you go up front, the overspray isn't that bad. So it's like, why, how come that came out good, and then this came out horrible? So I don't hate the paint job that I have on here. I think a lot of you guys just misunderstood. Like even here, if you look here, they did a pretty good job masking off. It has a little bit of overspray on there, it's not a big deal. But then you go over here, the entire thing has paint on it. It's just like, how are you gonna get the tape over here good, and then over here just be like, you know what, it's good enough. You know what I mean? It was just, that was my problem, and that's what everyone got upset about, because I was complaining about all the little things that could have been so easily prevented. But whatever, that's not the big deal. We're over that now. I remember another thing too is they painted this. I don't think it was this side, it was the other side. But this whole thing had like paint on it. It's like, why would you not mask the black, rocker panel off? Whatever. That's over and done with. Whatever. I had the paint job on here now, so I'm gonna be doing like a 1-year review to see, kind of let you guys know how it's holding up after a year. I will say it's holding up pretty well. Really no cracking, no discoloration that I've noticed. It seems to be holding up pretty well. Now, I take care of the paint. I get a wash. I try to get a wash like once a month. There's times where it goes a little bit longer than I'd like it to. But so far, it's holding up pretty well. Now, there are some issues. It's definitely not perfect. Obviously, I still had the issues that I had originally when I got the car painted. Those issues still exist. But one issue that I'm having is the front bumper here. It's just starting to flake off. Not a big deal. This is under warranty. I have a 3-year warranty, which I'll get into in a second. But so this is flaking off here a little bit. Not a big deal. A lot of people don't even notice, to be honest with you. So I'm not really that worried about that, but that's something that I am going to address in the future. Now, I'd say one that is kind of, I don't want to say a big deal, but I'd say it's worse than that, is right here. Right along the door. If you look, hopefully the GoPro's picking it up, there's a little bit of a crack here. I don't want to touch it, I'm afraid it's going to crack off, but it's cracking there, and it's slowly spreading. It's not that bad, but I mean, if I don't get it addressed, it definitely will start to spread out. Those are the only paint issues that I've noticed. Right here, the ever so slightest crack in there. You probably can't notice, but there's a little tiny crack right there. Maybe if I open it, not a big deal. Those are really the only imperfections. Well, at least not imperfect. Obviously, there's run marks and stuff, but That's like the only like spots where the paint is peeling or cracking or whatever, like actually falling off the car. Other than that, the paint is on there pretty good. It's, you know, stuck well to the car. Hopefully, I mean, I hope I'd pay for a paint job and it sticks onto the car. That'd be pretty nice to have, you know. That's ideally what you want when you get your car painted, I would imagine. But, I mean, the paint does look good. Now, I just got this car washed. I literally got from the car wash and I drove here to shoot the video. So, how you see my car now is like at its cleanest form. It's not going to look any better than this. This is literally the best this car is going to look. So if you like the way this paint job looks now, the way it looks, then, you know, you might be happy with a paint job from Maaco. Like I said, it wasn't necessarily that Maaco did a bad job. It's just that some of the things they did were so stupid. It just, you know what I mean? Like this. Like they missed a giant spot here of tape. All in here, like if I pop my trunk, the keys are in the car, you should be able to see it, but see how it's black and then it gets white in there? This whole rubber molding wasn't even covered. Like how hard would it have been just to stick something in here and then close the trunk? You know what I mean? It would have literally covered this whole thing up. Like it's not like they have to go around this whole thing and mask it off. All you gotta do is mask up here and then have something lay down in here. You don't have to paint on the inside. So they literally could have just laid something in here, like not a tarp, but a blanket, whatever, to cover that whole thing. And don't tell me you can't, because you can. That is inexcusable. I don't care what anyone tells me. You can tell me all you want that, you know, I'm an asshole, you know, bashing Maaco, they do a great job, whatever. It's inexcusable, the reason why my exhaust tip is painted and that was painted, okay? I guarantee, in fact, you know what? I should make a video of me masking my car. I guarantee you, those little things that I did, I'll have done in under 5 minutes. So I don't want that excuse, oh, well, time is money, you know, that's you get what you pay for. I guarantee you I could put a solo cup on that exhaust tip and put some type of blanket or tarp and cover my car up in under 5 minutes, okay? So that's inexcusable. But as you can see, the paint job, it does look good. I do get compliments on it. People say it always looks nice. As you can see right here, it's probably picking up, but I'm getting like a really bright glare off of it. I mean, it's definitely super shiny. I mean, you can kind of see me, like the reflection on the car. I don't know if the GoPro is going to pick it up, once again, because it's a GoPro. But I mean, if you look, I mean, you can see my reflection. I can see my face. It's not really that, like, prominent. Here you can probably definitely see me. You know, it does pretty well. There's a little bit of orange peel throughout the whole car. I mean, I can see it. There's a little bit of orange peel. It's a Maaco paint job, guys. You know, it's not bad for what you pay, but it's, you know, there's imperfections with it. And I have to say, the only reason why I will say that it might be beneficial for you to get a Maaco paint job is because of the warranty. I know with the paint job that I have, the package, I got a 2-stage. If you get the 1-stage or you get like an enamel, I forget the different types of paint. I'm not a paint guy. But I know the package that I got, the 2-stage, which is what they do from the factory, this 2-stage paint from Ford. I get a 3-year warranty with it. So any damage that I get or whatever, it becomes covered. So, you know, this bumper problem here, I don't have to pay for it. I mean, I have to pay for them to take this off, but I might end up just taking this off myself. It's only a few bolts, and, you know, I'll bring it back to them and they can just paint it. So, you know, that's covered. I'll get that, end up painting for free. Same with the door over here. I remember I went there the one day, I spoke to him, he's like, yeah, you're covered under all that. So that will get covered. I'll bring my car back, they'll do whatever, put a little, I don't think they put Bondo. I don't know what to do with that. Like I said, I'm not really a bodywork guy, so I don't know what they do with that stuff. But they might, I guess, put a little bit of putty in there or something, sand it down, repaint it. But, you know, all that's covered. I'll get that done for free because I have the warranty. Now, if I didn't have a warranty and these things are happening, I'd be really furious. I'd be pretty upset, to be quite honest with you. But since this stuff is covered, you know, it's, I don't want to say it's go to Maaco because they're a good place to go. I guess it really depends on which Maaco you go to, because I remember the first Maaco I went to, they actually did a very good job painting the side of my car because someone had damaged my doors. I don't think I actually was doing YouTube at the time. I wasn't really making videos at the time. I don't remember if it was before or after I was doing YouTube, but I'm pretty sure I would have filmed it. But someone hit my door here. They backed up into it and they dented it, and they had to blend the whole entire side of my car to match the paint. Now I gotten that done, you know, someone backed up into it at work. When I left work, it was like that. But I forget how much they charged. I think they charged me like $400 or $500 to do the whole entire side. And that was like some special paint. It was like some pearlescent freaking paint that I was on here when I purchased the car. So, you know, that really wasn't that bad of a deal, and they did a decent job. When I ended up getting this job done, because I needed the side painted again, they quoted me $1,300 just to paint the side. But the other Maaco quoted me $400. I'm not joking. This is true. I went to the one Maaco. They charged me, quoted me $400, and then I went to the other Maaco and they quoted me $1,300 to get the same paint job done on the side of the car. I didn't end up going back to the other Maaco because, quite honestly, at the time I wanted to get my car done. That's when I got into the accident. I was trying to get some stuff done on it. I just wanted to get the whole thing over with. So I always wanted to get a paint job for it anyway, so I was like, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and pay the money. It was literally only $100 more to get my whole entire car painted back to the factory white. And I'm really glad I ended up doing it because it looks a lot better than what it used to look like. Then it was like some weird, it was like a darker white. It was almost like a gray type white paint on here. It wasn't bad, but this like... I think it's Ford Performance White. Looks a lot better in my opinion. But I mean, if you are looking to go to Maaco, you know, I guess depending on who works there, you might end up having a good experience. For me, my experience wasn't terrible. I've seen people that have way worse. In fact, what's his name? Rob Ferretti. He got like his BMW painted there, and they literally got paint on the interior of his car. That's pretty bad. You know, I didn't get to that level of Maaco quality. I'd say I'm kind of in the middle. There are some things that they did that were like really dumb, and the things that they did was like, okay, they actually did a pretty decent job. So I guess I'm kind of in like the middle of some people's experiences. But I mean, here it is, guys. After a year, this is what your paint's gonna look like. At least if you take care of it and, you know, don't beat on it. I mean, it's obviously not going to be for all vehicles. I'm sure if you have a truck, you know, you do truck stuff with it, it's not going to look as well as a car or something that you know, really take off-roading or load stuff with, whatever. But I have to say, it's been pretty durable. The paint is holding up pretty well. I mean, I guess at the end of the day, I really have no complaints. I complained about the stupid things. I guess I have complaints. I do complain about it, but it was just like I said, like this. This is, I think, the killer. It's just, how do you get paint on the exhaust tip? I don't get it. It makes no sense to me how they didn't cover that up. And sure, I could easily just sand that off or whatever, but I don't know. It bothers me that there's paint on my exhaust tip. I don't get it. I don't understand why they couldn't just cover that up. But I mean, that's it. That's it, guys. I mean, nothing really more to see. This is the paint job after a year. As you can see, it's not really flaking on the edges or anything. I mean, they overall did a pretty decent job with it. I mean, it still has its flaws. Like I said, it has some orange peel. I can see down here, here's the orange peel. This actually might be able to pick it up, I don't know. But there's orange peel right there. There's some run marks along the door. Not really on this side, it's more the other side where the run marks are. But that's it, guys. Any questions you have, let me know. I'll answer whatever. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next video. Take care.